Hello! It's been too long since I made a vlog, and I want to apologize. What is there to apologize for? I'm just not freaking doing what I intended to do. But it's because I am planning big stuff. Really, got a vocal training product coming out this summer. I'm saying that to make myself stay on target. I'm going to start filming it in a couple of weeks. So today I thought I would get some kind of down into the details about something that people ask me about kind of a lot, which is how do you play bass and sing at the same time? And the answer is that there is no real secret to it. It is just breaking it down and building it back up again. I think it might help that I played drums for a couple of years because I did develop some limb independence. But I've always kind of been the sort of person who is doing polyrhythms with my, just as kind of a course of habit. So that helps too. But if you are a piano player and vocalist, or a bassist and vocalist, or a guitarist and vocalist, or anything that you find you have trouble playing and singing at the same time, I'm going to show you one of the songs I'm working on right now that is pretty hard to play and sing at the same time, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Of course, it's just slow it down and speed it back up again, but there's also a couple things that are details in there. So, I have the song. It's just in Logic right now. It's not even fully produced. It's getting a preview here of some stuff coming up. Ooh, I gotta plug in so you can hear this. So, scratch. Whoa, jeez. Okay. So bassline is really repetitive, which is awesome, and it's actually not very difficult. It's just the timing with that syncopated stuff, along with the kind of the pattern of vocals, it makes it pretty hard. So what I have done to work this thing up and play it, and I'm still working on it for sure, is first of all, I slowed the whole project down. So of course I'm in Logic here, so I can just change the tempo really easily. But one thing to remember when you do that is if you have any audio tracks, they're not going to change tempo unless you do something. Now, I don't know how it works in Pro Tools, and I don't know if it works in GarageBand, but in Logic, you can go to the channel strip, look for flex mode on that channel, and turn it to monophonic. That's for vocals. It'll be, if it's an instrument that has multiple notes played at the same time, you probably want polyphonic, and if it's something like drums, you probably want rhythmic, but we're talking about vocals here, we're talking about this particular function, monophonic. So you set the flex mode first, and it'll do some analysis, and then when you change the tempo, it'll change the tempo of your audio track as well. Everything else I have in this project is MIDI, so it just changes tempo immediately, no big deal. So anyway, I have 3 vocal tracks here. I have a lead and 2 harmonies, or a lead and a double and a harmony, I think, I'm not sure. Set them all to monophonic, then I changed the tempo. So the first thing I did when I was really trying to nail down that funky bass line was I went from, I think I had it at 120, it's at 117 now, I took it down to 75. So super, super slow. Check this out. There. I mean, super slow. I took that one down slower than any other song I've had to work on because I'm on those little upbeats. the dun, 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 and I was rushing those. I was finding that they were not in the pocket, and I'm still working on getting them in the pocket there. But what I ended up doing was going into the metronome settings, because I really wanted this to be nailed solid into the beat. I turned on the division checkbox for the metronome, so we have the bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 clicking. We have the beat, and now I've turned on the division, so now we have a lot more clicks to listen to and time everything with. So check this out. I started in the middle of the bar. Unfortunately, I gotta set this up a little better for myself. So you can hear that division. We've got an E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2. So we are able to really hone in on exactly where those beats need to be. So. I just took it up little by little, 5 or 10 beats at a time. We're so slow right now. Here's 85. And so on. So I worked it up. As I got up to higher tempos, I needed to kind of take smaller steps because I was reaching the limits of my agility. So that answers how to build up the instrumental part, and it doesn't answer the question of how to play the two together. But I believe you need to practice them separately and then together. And this particular bass part I need to practice slowly because it's so precise. It's not that hard, it's just hard to be groovy with it. So I need to pull up the lyrics real quickly. So how to practice this, again, slow. Now I'm doing both the things together, playing and singing together, to figure out which syllable happens before or after which individual note. And it may seem really tedious, but if it's hard, that's the way you got to work it out, and then build it back up. Slowing it down again to 75. Okay, here we go. My summer mind, so slow and sweet. My summer mind, just feel the heat. So you got that idea. My summer is slow. Then you work it up gradually. Have patience. My summer mind, so slow and sweet. My summer mind, just feel the heat. My summer mind, so slow and sweet. My summer mind, just feel the heat. And in reality, when I practice this, I would loop it. I'd put on the, whatever the control's called, to loop a section of a song, and I would play a verse, or sometimes maybe just 2 lines, or even just 1 line over and over and over, super slow, until you're not thinking about it anymore. That's when your brain's starting to line things up. But just for the sake of this video, I'm speeding things up pretty quickly. I'll just skip on up to, for now, I'll skip on up to 117. But in practice, I have run this song for an hour and a half straight, gradually faster, focusing on one little section at a time. It just has to become muscle memory because you can't be thinking on stage. And my next step is to attempt to sing this in French. I just got to translate it. So now I got to do a whole new set of repetition because I don't speak French. 3, 4. That summer wine, so slow and sweet. That summer wine, just feel the heat. That summer wine, not so hard beats. That summer wine, takes slow and sweet. 6 o'clock, sunshine, and let's just hang out. Drinking and ignoring everything I should do. Lazy with my headphones on, the sleep I turn on, and subsequent on the second and then it's on. So that's the idea. So the keys here that you can take away, whether you're, whatever you're working on, is slow it down, speed it up. Do your things separately. Do your instrument and your voice separately, and then do them together. And make them super, super slow if you aren't exactly sure which syllable comes before and after which note. Sometimes I've had songs where I had to slow it down and think, this syllable, then this note, then this syllable, and work it out. And you just have to take the tough sections and really focus down on them. And then the other help here was having a click on the division, because not all of these bass notes are on the downbeats, they're on the upbeats. So we've got little e-ands and uhs in there. If you don't have Logic and can't turn that on, well, whatever, but that's a little helpful thing. That's not a big deal most of the time. Capo is a program you can buy. I think it's about $50, and it'll allow you to speed up and slow down songs without changing the pitch. So that's really helpful to practice along too. It's Capo, C-A-P-O. I think it might be for Macs only. Anyway, that should demystify what wasn't a mystery in the first place. So it just takes some work. Certain things I can play and sing right away if they're really straightforward, both from the vocal and the bass perspective. And other things like this take some hours of pure repetition. So hopefully you can get into a meditative state and just go with it for a while. It's kind of fun, actually. All right, take care. I'll see you in the next one.